Hey guys, it's D-Works. So, I just got back from seeing the movie Heaven is for Real. Okay, let me see. What can I say about this movie? First of all, I didn't realize that it was produced by T.D. Jakes. All right, kudos to you, T.D. Jakes. Shout out to you for doing for producing that movie. Quite interesting. It's an interesting perspective, something different. But let's see. I'm not sure how I feel about that movie. It got 2.5 stars. DJ D-Mix went to check it out with me. He wasn't all that impressed with it. But here's the thing. Okay, the movie is based on a true story. So it's based on the story of this little boy who had a near-death experience, which his parents didn't know he died because, he had a situation, but they didn't know he died. I'm not going to tell you all the movie just in case you need to go and see it or you want to go and see it. Things about the movie that kind of was a little annoying was that it kind of took too long to get to the point of what was happening, which I understand because they needed to kind of set you up and kind of let you see what their life was like before his near-death experience or whatever. But it just kind of took too long. It drug on and on. Some of the things that the little boy was explaining, which is in the preview, so I'm not giving anything away, where he says, he saw his sister or whatever. But his description of people that he was seeing was not like how we saw them when they were alive or whatever. It's like people with different ages in heaven. So he said nobody's old in heaven. Everybody's young in heaven. So if you're young, then, okay, I'm gonna tell you, he saw his grandfather, so which he had never met. So if his grandfather got to be young and according to his description in heaven, he might have been in his 30s. So why didn't he just go back to being a teenager? If I'm going to be young, I want to be, I might go back to my 20s. I don't know. I don't go too young. And then he had a baby sister that died in the mother's womb. And according to his description in heaven, she was like 4 or 5. I don't know. But, heaven is a mystery anyway. But I guess these are just mysteries. I think the whole point of the movie is to get people talking and to get people, whether you believe in heaven, whether you don't believe in heaven, but I think some things that'll make people like go and do some research and search it out or research it yourself. And I think that's the whole point of religion and God and all of that and being a believer anyway. Number one, because the Bible says to study to show thyself approved unto God, so that, in other words, you should study for yourself so that you're not depending on what somebody else tells you only for what you believe. So you have to study for yourself. Otherwise, you could just get led astray, run amok, hoodwinked, bamboozled. So I would say go see it. It's quite interesting. Now, the description of Jesus, of course, we know what happened with the description of Jesus. Even though he said it wasn't like the pictures that we have posted up and everything, it was still the typical description of Jesus. Anglo-Saxon male with the beard and all that. So I don't know. But most importantly, study for yourself. Whatever you believe, make sure that your belief is based off of something that you're studying for yourself, and that you're not only listening to what somebody tells you, but that you also study to make sure that they're not telling you the wrong thing. I have issues with the movie about how the church handled the situation, but they say this is based on a true story. So if this is how it really happened, I don't know. The only good thing I like, that pastor really did preach some very short sermons. That might be good, because sometimes you don't want to sit there all day listening to those sermons. Some of them are good, but you don't want to sit all day in church. So his sermons were very short and to the point. I don't know. He did a question and answer in church. I have never been to a church where they just sit there in the middle of service and just open up the floor. I'm not going to preach a sermon. We just going to ask questions. Where they do that at? Let me know. If your church do that, let me know, because I got some questions. I need answers too. All right. Anyway, and the pastor stayed broke. Hello? Okay, go see the movie. Heaven is for Real. I would say it's worth seeing, because it's definitely worth seeing to open up dialogue. Anyway, I'm sorry this has gotten too long, but I give it 2.5 thumbs up. That's what I'll give it. Out of 5. 2.5 out of 5. All right, you guys. I'll catch you later. It's D-Works. Let's go, y'all. Let me know what you think about it. if you saw it already. Bye.